All right, so we're going to quickly go over keyword volume again. So we've already talked about why it's important. So why is it important?
It's important because you want to be able to prioritize your keyword research.
Yep. You want to be able to prioritize, and the more people searching, if you could rank for number one, and there's this many people here, and there's this many, and you think you're the best choice for both of them, we're probably going to want to prioritize for that one because there's just more people, more money, more customers. So that's why volume is important. And it helps us not only like that prioritization. If two keywords are equal, which one are you going to choose? Or, that. Now, we didn't always have volume, like we mentioned a little bit ago. Then we did get volume, right?
Yeah, I mean, even before Helium 10 was the first major tool to actually show the exact phrase search volume from Amazon. But before there, it had keyword volume estimates. I think it was based off of like search engine data. And there was other tools out there who've been around for years, also basing it off of like different search engine data. Because at the end of the day, we didn't really care exactly necessarily what the specific number was. But again, it's all about that P word, prioritization. Well, regardless of if the tool said it's 500,000 or 1 million, what is that in relation to this, this other keyword, so I can choose which keywords to focus on?
Yeah, so let's say in the past, maybe the black is the actual Amazon search data here, and the red was what tools were estimating because of Google. Okay, so they would kind of like say, well, Google, there's like this many search volume and this much, okay? And then what happened was for about a year and a half, we got exact volume from Amazon. So there was no guessing anymore, okay? So Helium 10 was able to then get the actual real data for 15 months or so?
Yeah, 15 months was available.
And now that data point is closed. But we have that data, okay? So it's now still very valuable because we now know, okay, how does Google search volume compare to like Amazon search volume? And now let's say you're looking at what we're going to be talking about is collagen peptides, okay? So this term might go up a little bit or down a little bit. But guess what? It's still, if this term goes up a little bit, this one's probably going to go up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then if this one goes down a little bit, like if it goes down a little bit, this one's probably going to go down a little bit. The odds that these are going to flip, and this one,
if we're talking about the same niche.
Yeah. Let's say that, let me get a little more practical. Let's say this was collagen peptides, like the main one. And then this one was like, collagen. And the other one was collagen for blonde hair. And the other one is collagen peptides.
Is that what you search for? Collagen for blonde?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. But no, here's the important thing. We have all of these correlations in a market from a year and a half of exact Amazon data. So when you look at the Helium 10 tool or other tools that got exact Amazon data, this will still be the most important keyword regardless if there was some massive change in the collagen market. People aren't going to start massively searching for collagen for blonde hair over collagen peptides. That's the whole important thing about here with keyword volume. What would you say, now that this change has happened, what do you think is the most important part?
Well, I mean, first of all, I still think we're better off than a few years ago. Like we mentioned in the other video,
100%.
We were kind of what's that show on Netflix that was really popular? Where everybody's
Bird Box.
Yeah, Bird Box.
It was honestly like Bird Box, and
you're just like, what's going on, right? And still, guess what? There was tons of seven-figure sellers that they were able to launch products, without ever knowing the real Amazon search data. So even now that we don't have that again, we're still way better off because there's, Helium 10 is not the only tool that had that. There was a lot of tools out there who was gathering this data. And as far as I know, everything that I've seen, almost every tool, what they've done is they're leveraging the data that they were gathering over the last 10, 15 months and have developed an algorithm to kind of try and estimate what the search volume is going to be going forward. And again, Is this still exact search volume? No, but these estimates are going to be pretty reliable based on this graph or this picture graph here that Brock made. Because if you're talking about prioritization, that's still going to be the same now that we have that historical data that we never even had 3-4 years ago.
Okay, so let's just like quickly like future proof this, okay? So how would you like kind of, if you were like confused or something, like normalize it? So let's say this was a seasonal product, okay? In the summer,
it's like a beach ball or something.
Yeah, a beach ball. In the summer, there's more searches, okay? And then now you're wondering like, well, what's going on here? So like if year over year beach ball like search volume doesn't really change, like if you were to look at like Google trends, and the trend was kind of like it always did this, and like just it kept like being flat like that, you don't really need to change much. But like if the trend was like every year it kept getting higher and higher, well then now like I'm not sure if your algorithm adjusts for this increase in search volume, but like now it's like, okay, well the data we had from a year and a half ago, like, or the past year, like let's say this is 2019, the beginning right now. Let's say you're looking in 2022, okay? And the trend looked like this on Google. Well then, like if we looked at the exact searches in 2019, what like right here at at the beginning of a cycle, like obviously this one is higher, So like there's gonna be more searches. I can't predict the future of are they gonna get the exact volume or whatnot in the future, but like if all else was equal, it's like, okay, there'd probably be a couple more searches like that, and you just kind of multiply it out.
And then
like,
along this line, big beach balls, small beach balls, inflatable beach balls, whatever, they're all going to have a similar trajectory. It's not like during the summer, beach balls for men goes up and beach balls for women is all of a sudden going down, and then it's going to completely cross and do something different later on.
Yeah, that's a thing that is really important to know here is that like the correlation or the basically, like we said earlier, like collagen peptides, okay? Collagen peptides, people are going to keep using that as the main keyword unless there's a major change in consumer demand. Like now all of a sudden, like somebody starts marketing really heavily on Facebook about how collagen can help you for hair loss. Okay, and they're now all of a sudden, like in the whole hair loss community, becomes famous that you need to get collagen. Then now maybe that's something important. And like, yeah, like the volume from 3 years ago, like if it's 2022 now for that, like, okay, that, like, but those are so small things that happen that this data is still extremely, extremely valuable. The fact that we got 15 months of it, it's still in 98% of the cases, it's
absolutely
unrelated. And even in the cases where it is, it's like, you're not going to get hurt. You'll just miss out on maybe a potential upside of like a new change.
And guess what? At the end of the day, guys, don't forget about common sense.
Yes.
It doesn't take historical data, real data, or anything to know that collagen peptides is searched for way more times than collagen for blonde hair. Yeah. Sometimes we get so spoiled by tools like Helium 10 or whatever tool you're using that we forget to think, stop and think,
Yeah. So just wanted to give this as an update on keyword volume, that it's not the end of the world, and it's better than, I'm happy that we got it, and we might get it again. Who knows? Cool. All right. So anyways, that is it. Let me know if you guys have any questions about keyword volume or any, something that you don't like that we talked about on it. I don't know. I'll answer a question, but this is say unless there's some massive change, even if you're in 2022, this is still okay. All right. If there's massive change, I will update this. So yes, no complaining.